Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, or actually, it's late afternoon. This is your host, Christopher Curtis Bowen, on this Monday, May 22nd edition of 2017 of Fire of Liberty, as we continue to change the world, co-create absolute paradise without any types of hindrance, blockages, and with the presence of the I Am Spirit within us as the embodiment of omniscience, being therefore the unlimited, unstoppable force of positivity, good, light, prosperity, abundance, and therefore endless, eternal bliss. As we especially understand and develop what we've already known, is the wonderful fact of that which is being built and actually is already just something we can enter in at any time. Called the Library of Pythagoras. This is where I find a lot of information, and of course during astral projection, anything you want to learn and study, experience, you can experience the crystal slides at Library of the Pythagoras inside the inner earth. Of course, it's always open because if you already know where your library card is, you already know where it is. The point is, the wonderful thing about already doing this is, of course, it's very key, and of course, it's very beautiful, and of course, it's very important that I already know all the types of histories, memories, and knowledge. Whatever you want to look for, whatever type of experience you want to experience, it's obviously been there in the Library of Pythagoras, which is the library that's also going to model the library that we model, or that's the library that's being bundled after. So that's ultimately the next library, and of course, crystal slides, of course, are very fantastic. And for, I guess, to reiterate to those who don't necessarily know what the Library of Pythagoras is, I'm just gonna assume that everybody does know it, because it's a beautiful place. It's gorgeous, and of course, it has a prime purpose, which is very, very grand. So, Library of Pythagoras. I am Mikos, guardian of the Earth records and all records in your solar system and universe. I am here in the cavity of Earth, primarily to guard the history of all life everywhere. This is the prime purpose and the purpose for the Library of Pythagoras. Our library is the only one of its kind in our vast system of planets. Our library is so vast that it covers 456 square miles of terrain and has vast storage vaults containing records, all stored on crystal slides that are viewed through our crystal projectors. Our storage facilities are vast, organized, and categorized so that you can easily locate the information you are looking for and retrieve it for viewing. We have vast conveyors that will deliver your order within minutes and then return it back to its storage location again. This way, every item in the library is always where it should be and can be easily found and perfectly preserved. Such is our technological capabilities for on the technology of the universe we reside in, and have the most advanced methods of preservation and storage and retrieval that would marvel your library systems. And now, I and my entourage have been awaiting you on the doorstep to the Library of Pythagoras, where the white alabaster steps twinkle with the sparks of embedded crystals and diamonds, leading into the great halls of our library located inside the Earth's vast interior. Today we will take you on a tour through our halls and show you what a true library in your future will look like. Your future libraries will look like ours, as ours is the model of all libraries that all libraries will replicate. We will start with the outer grounds, as there are inner grounds too. The outer grounds are lush with grasses, flowers, bushes, and trees, and there are circular clearings with soft benches and lounging chairs in the center, accompanied by a small, round, tall tables to set your accoutrements on. There are small springs of waterfalls and fountains in these enclosures, for our water is alive and in a full state of consciousness that sings. Yes, our water sings, and as you lounge in our secluded enclosure, you are sung to by the water of life, as it sprays from our fountains with melodies of deep love that harmonizes and balances all the cells in your body. From the state of deep peacefulness and harmony, we sit and relax at intervals during our workday. And now we go inside the Library of Pythagoras and walk up the crystal staircase, where the door opens up into the universe. Yes, the library is multidimensional. As you enter, you see the Milky Way galaxy floating around you, and you can glance into the heavens beyond, which encompasses our whole universe. You see the stars and suns and other solar systems revolving around our central sun. and you feel part of all that is, as indeed you are.
You see people everywhere, walking, talking, studying, sitting, reclining, dreaming, and just soaking in the vibrations of peace. Everywhere there are flowers of great vibrancy, and fountains and pools of water spilling forth their choruses of song. You look around and see secluded alcoves interspersed throughout the vast halls, with the most ergonomically structured chairs beckoning you to recline upon them. You find one calling to you, and you sit down and experience a connection in this chair that tunes you to its vibration so that you are connected to the mainframe of the internal computer in the library. You are, so to speak, wired up with the wireless wires and fully connected to the operating system, which you operate with your thoughts and feelings, and which take you anywhere you wish to go in our galaxy. You navigate with your mind using your thoughts as your directional compass for coordinates of longitude and latitude, and it is so natural that you marvel at its simplicity and naturalness, and you travel in consciousness and explore our galaxy and universe first-hand and for the first time in a fully conscious human state. This is yet another aspect of what our library offers to its visitors, along with its crystal slides of all recorded history of our entire universe. And you are here through the vibrational frequency of our words as you read them and envision the sights in your imagination. We welcome you and invite you to enter at any time. Just call to us for entry, as our call is always going out to you. I am Micos, and I am here to guide you personally through our library whenever you call. You don't need a library card, as your identification is inscribed in the DNA of your cells. We await your visit.
The water is alive with consciousness. The oceans, the lakes, the rivers, the shorelines. Nobody ever drowns. Of course, we're all great swimmers. And the oceans and lakes support us so we stay on top of the water. And the water talks and sings to us while we're immersed to it as we become one body when we swim in the ocean along the waves. And it's a trip in consciousness itself, because the consciousness of our water has become densified and polluted that it has lost its voice and vitality and life force. It weakly calls out to you, but you don't hear it. It calls out to you for help. It calls out to you to stop polluting it, to stop bombarding it with ELF sound waves, to stop whaling ships and underwater experiments and oil spills and submarines and cruise ships from destroying and poisoning its life force. But alas, it rests on deaf ears. The inner Earth's oceans contain all of the life that's in the upper oceans and more. Our oceans are teeming with life, and all of the marine forms live in harmony with one another, all of them. Because all are on a vegetarian diet and do not hunt others. All live in harmony, and all the marine life is very evolved compared to the life in the surface oceans. All are used to the peace and safety of our waters, and all are accessible to us. We all communicate directly to the citizens and fish, and live cooperatively and in peace with one another. Since we're all on a vegetarian diet, we don't hunt whales, go fishing, or farm shrimp. Therefore, Mother Nature is free to evolve in our oceans, and our oceans are sanctuaries to all ocean life. And we just call to whomever we want to talk to, and they swim to our shores and converse with us. It would seem truly magical to you, but to us it is commonplace. Remember, all of us in the hollow earth know we are one. A little bit more on our land areas. Our fields of grain sparkle and thrive and are perfectly touched by the sun and rain to produce the most luscious of crops that are so pleasing to our palates and so invigorating for our bodies. Our food pulses with the force of life, and when eaten by us, transfers this life force into our very cells, which results in perfect health and longevity of years. This is the secret of life. This is the hidden fountain of youth you've all been looking for on your surface. It is found in the earth herself, just waiting to give you its life force, if you will but follow nature's laws of planting and harvesting crops, using only nature herself to direct the process and oversee the growth. With the great forces of nature working with you, you don't need to add anything to the soil, and the harvests are always magnificent in size.
and nutrients and taste. Adam of Telos talks about his experience of visiting the oceans and mountains within the inner earth cavity. Let me describe this a bit. The cities are all nestled in lush woodlands, overflowing with flowers and huge trees. There is green growth. Actually, excuse me, let me start here. The Earth's interior is a mirror image of the surface foundation. Everything is in reverse order in the inside of the Earth. The mountain ranges are in direct proportion to the dimensions of the Earth's cavity and tower above the landscape. The oceans are larger than life and flow calmly and swiftly around the inside of the globe. The air is crisp and clean, and the sand is white. The central sun is dimmer than the sun on the outside and reflects the light from the heavens. The cities are all nestled in lush woodlands overflowing with flowers and huge trees. There is green growth surrounding all man-made structures. Everything is in perpetual blossom and bloom. It is a land of wonder and beauty. All is in perfect proportion to the size, the circumference of the interior. Everything is larger than life. Even the great beings who inhabit the interior are larger than the mortals on the outside. All is beauty, and all is in a heavenly state of bliss. Just picture the interior fountain reflecting the exterior foundation, with mountain ranges higher and the ocean current swifter, and the green land growth lush beyond compare. You do not need to picture a change in the contour of the land. It is still in its pristine beauty and replicates how life on the surface once was. The exact location of the mountain ranges and oceans is not necessary to know at this time. What is necessary to know is that this inner world exists and coexists with the surface under peaceful and contrary conditions. Hollow Earth is a paradise, with tall, graceful mountains jutting into the quote, sky, unquote, and large, clear, clean lakes and oceans that abound with life. The diet in the Hollow Earth is strictly vegetarian, and people are healthy, robust, and strong. They too have isolated themselves from the surface population, although they come and leave the Earth freely using the spacecraft that are kept there in the spaceport in the inside of the Earth. So although they are inside the Earth, they have freedom and health and abundance and peace. All the necessary components of life that you on the surface have been crying out for. There is free travel between the subterranean cities and the Hollow Earth through tunnels using our electromagnetic trains that can take us from one part of the Earth to another in the fraction of the time it takes you on the surface. Our transportation is quick and efficient and burns no fuels, therefore there is no pollution underground. Now that you are somewhat familiar with the Hollow Earth, we can dig further into your credibility and introduce another factor of our living arrangements underground. Underground, we do not live out in the open spaces the way you do on the surface. Our Hollow Earth captivity is pristine because we don't tread upon her inner surface nor build upon her. We don't have shopping malls and expanses of highways nor towering buildings. We live inside caverns with openings facing outward towards the open, wide spaces of the hollow cavity inside the Earth. Sure, we travel inside the cavity on our electromagnetic vehicles that levitate a few inches above the ground and never touch the ground. We walk softly on the earthen paths and run along the streams, rivers, and oceans and climb the towering mountains, but that is the extent of our foot contact with the terrain. The rest we leave to nature's divas and elementals, as it is their land too. All our living activity takes place within our inner caverns, which are vast and wide and high and composed of crystalline rock and gemstones, and crystal arches radiating full spectrum colored rainbows of sparkling light into our cavern atmosphere, humidifying the air with the vibrancy and song of its water cascading down. Yes, our water sings, and its chorus brings our body cells into harmony, so that our bodies are always vibrating to our water and crystalline surroundings that keep us energized and vibrant all day long. We need little sleep because our cells are always tuned and in harmony to the natural rhythm of Mother Earth herself. When you are tuned like a tuning fork, then you carry the full life force of our Mother, and your battery never runs down.
Hence there is little need for the long hours of sleep such as you experience it. You are drained and run down after you are drained and run down after a day in your quote sweatshops, but are always as vibrant at the end of but we are always as vibrant at the end of our days as we are when we begin them. We live in and with the earth, whereas you live outside and separate from her, hence you are cut off, while we are a part of her. This is the big difference.
Your spiritual hierarchy has been preparing housing for you inside these vast, uninhabited caverns in Earth's interior, and when the external Earth changes come, many of you will be moved en masse into them to continue your present incarnation inside Earth, and not on her. You will encounter a whole new way of living that is wholesome and rich and perfect in every way. It will expand your consciousness and expand your horizon, and your horizon will be an inner horizon vaster than when you walk outdoors on the surface. A whole new horizon is waiting for you to experience. Events will start happening faster now. As time is speeding up, even faster as world karma is playing itself out, just ride with the tide and you know you are safe wherever you are. You are all being directed and guided from within, and you are all being provided for. What you witness through your media is only a play, a drama that they want you to believe is real because the actors are real. But the actors are just playing out their part in the world's drama, and this is the biggest hit yet of the new millennium, playing on your TV and the movie theater screens everywhere. Just turn the knob off, go within yourself, and feel and focus on world peace. Peace is the real movie, and the only real to watch. Soon you will see us, and soon you too will be living perfectly suited to your new way of life.